Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. We're back to the grind. I had the Pershing, and the Walker Bulldog, and I've managed to complete the grind on both of them. They're both now elite tanks. I just want to complete the current skill on each tank. The Pershing is around 50-something%, and I think the Walker Bulldog crew is around 70% on the current skill. We're on steps, and it's a little bit unusual in that we have what appears at the very start to be the usual YOLOing lights. Proper scouting seems to be a dying art. It's very rare that you see a light tank properly scouting, either passively or actively. But in this particular case, the two guys go down and they put fairly aggressive positions. Now, I'm not sure if I'd have driven across the battlefield on a light tank that close to the enemy line. I would have tried to get into some of those bushes, and I think it is a doable proposition, but I certainly wouldn't have pushed it as hard as these two guys did. But then they kind of drop out of the match, so I was hoping to get some early shots off just from the bushes back here, while the scouts were still active. However, nothing showed, so I decided I'm going to move up along the flank and support the tanks on the flank. And I'm coming in this way, so again I might contribute a bit to the scouting, because my view range does extend up to the edge of where those guys are encamped. However, I don't want to stay in the open too much. So we push forward here, and there's two tank destroyers pushing on this flank. So we peek over the ridge, we get spotted, we get targeted, get shot at, and then I make one of my usual mistakes, which is that I don't wait for the sixth sense to go away before I poke around the other corner, and I pay fairly heavily for the price. That was a lot of hit points, so I back off. This time I'm a bit more cautious. I give myself a bit more room, because you need to keep moving around. You never know when artillery might take an interest, because there can't be too many tanks lit up, although there's probably more now. When the tank destroyers don't peek around the corner, my suspicion is that probably they're backing off a little bit, and I will try and push forward and spot them. And maybe I might get some flank shots in. So I just poke up here. Nothing coming in on my left, which is the big worry. And I then notice them slipping back to their starting positions. They're actually abandoning the flank, which I can't say is that I blame them. If they're not being supported, it could be difficult to try and hold this flank. And well, we're down on tanks, so preserving themselves and holding the corner is probably not a bad idea at this point in the game. Now, I don't want to make a move again. I'm being a bit more cautious and a bit more careful. So I'm waiting for sixth sense to go. I now have support on my right, so if these guys come out again, they're going to be taking fire, which they do. One of them is anyway. And I'm going to push across the low ground here and then poke the ridge. And that should light up the whole back of the enemy, and we'll see who's at home. So I just snap a shot off there on the fatherland. So the AMX AC-48 had pulled back onto the railway line, but not very far back. And the WT Panzer IV was at the corner. Took quite a few hits. It has just is moving to the far side of the enemy rear zone there. So we've lit up a Yak Tiger 8.8. who then drives over towards our direction. Now, he's a fairly tall tank, so he's actually probably been shot at from tank destroyers back at our start line. And he gets taken out, which is very nice really, because I would have real trouble with the front to him. And he's got a very rapid firing gun, so we snap a shot off of the Waffenträger Panzer IV and we managed to get a hit. But then I spend the next couple of peaks here, doing exactly the same thing, just snapping shots off. Wasn't really going to put a snapshot to the front of an AMX AC-48, and he snapshot at the Waffenträger again, and I'm better off if I actually took my time and actually came over the ridge slowly, aimed. We bounced the shot off the top of the turret there a little bit, but we took a bit of damage. We put one through the Waffenträger, and then the artillery gives me a timely reminder not to be travelling up and down on the same path. I'd kind of forgotten that. I was fortunate that it missed. So I can actually be lower on the ground against the AMX AC-48, so I should prioritise that one first. Simply because I'm showing less tank. The UDAS has decided to abandon the forward line and has gone up into the hills, where I suppose his stealth will help him. I was hoping there to come up and just catch him while he was still visible. Put one into the fatherland, who was definitely AFK at this point. I mean, there's no doubt, I think, in my mind that he's not here. I was hoping to catch the artillery here, because as well, I'd rest a lot easier. I'd be a lot happier doing this if the artillery wasn't still in play. I'm picking up the spotting damage though. So this is a well worthwhile exercise here, sticking your nose up and seeing what's to be seen. I'm possibly sharing the spotting damage with the other medium tank, but even still, it's still worthwhile. And with the two of us peeking the ridge line, it gives them a choice as well, so they don't have one target to be concentrating on. So we keep moving, keep wide distances perpendicular to the artillery's gun. And this time I'm focusing on the artillery. I really wanted to get rid of the artillery rather than focusing on the Type 59. I wasn't really going to penetrate the Type 59 from here. But now there's nobody else really left, so I might as well get rid of the fatherland. Because every time I fire, he spots me. He spotted me there again, even though there is no player in control. Just need to get rid of him before we can do anything else or anything useful with the tank after this. One more round should do it. We'll back off. I don't need to change position as much, just enough to put off the aim of anybody who's pre-aiming for the commander's hatch or something as I was coming up. Or a third cheek shot or whatever. Type 59 is making a run along the railway line. Probably too late for him to really do anything at this point. If he was going to try and make a breakout, he should have done it earlier, while there was more tanks around for people to shoot at. Don't was going to get past the perimeter at this point. I'm going after him anyway, because I have nothing else to be doing. There are no other real targets, and he is the other side of the railway, so he either comes over to me or I go over to him. So he's crossing the railway and we get a shot in and we finish him off. That's it, it's game over. So 13 damaging ribbons, 3 kills, and over 2,000 direct damage, 600 spotted damage. Came number 1 by experience. So overall, satisfying result. We did lose money on it, alright, but probably fired a good bit of APCR. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you haven't already done so, please consider giving the channel a subscription. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye.